His smile didn't waver when I stopped, like he'd been waiting for this moment all along. The sun's heat clung to me, my dress fluttering in the breeze like a whispered invitation. I didn't say much. I held his gaze longer than I should have, and asked, casual as sin, if his shift was ending soon. If you've been here before, you know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe, keep this fire alive. First time you picked a hell of a start. Stick around. Let's see where this goes. Sand still clung to my calves as I stepped off the beach. Barefoot, a damp towel slung around my neck, my knee-length dress catching the fading light of a Florida afternoon. The sun's warmth lingered on my skin, hair tied back loose, the air thick with the day's salt and heat. No rush. The breeze softened, the light golden. I could still taste the ocean's bite on my skin. That's when he waved again, same smile, same boardwalk stand, elbow propped on the counter, clipboard in hand, his frame lean and sun-browned, kissed by the coast, maybe 23, always looking like he was grinning, even when he wasn't. I nodded back, just enough to acknowledge him, but something about the heat, or maybe the emptying beach, made me pause. You always smilin' like that? I asked, stepping closer. My towel shifted, revealing the bright pattern of my dress beneath. He looked up, unfazed. Only when it works. His words hung between us, heavy, daring. I leaned against the counter, the wood still warm from the sun, the sea's scent curling around us. His eyes flicked down, catching the glint of my necklace, then back to me. You heading out soon? I said. He blinked, slow, deliberate. Then the clipboard hit the counter with a soft thud. Take me back, he said, already rounding the stand. We didn't talk much on the way. The boardwalk was near empty, the breeze slipping through the slats, cooling the wooden planks under our feet. He matched my pace, easy, close. Our hands brushing now and then close enough to notice, neither of us pulling away. At the porch, the sun had dipped, casting long golden shadows across the railing. Beach towels hung half-dry on the chairs, swaying lightly. I stepped up, unlocked the door, and pushed it open. Sit, I said, nodding at the wide wicker chair just inside the porch. I reached into the cooler by the door, pulled out 2 cold water bottles. When I handed him one, his fingers lingered on mine. A second too long, deliberate. His eyes didn't leave me. I shifted in the chair, smoothing my dress. Maybe I'm too old for this, I said, half laughing, soft. But I didn't pull back. He leaned forward, elbows on his knees. I'm old enough to know what I want. His voice, quiet, unhurried, certain, twisted something tight in my chest. I let the silence stretch. Then I set my bottle down. My hand reached out, resting on his chair's armrest. He paused, then turned his hand, palm up, under mine. He didn't move closer. Not yet. When he leaned in, his shoulder brushing mine, his voice dropped. Private, soft. Been passing you all week, he said. Hoping you'd stop. I didn't answer. I shifted forward, closing the space between us, the air thick with salt and want. He moved closer before either of us said another word. No hesitation now, all certainty. I felt it instantly, the spark between us igniting. No longer a flicker, but a flame. Undeniable. His kiss was sure. Gentle but heavy with intent, like he knew what this meant. No rush, just certain. I pulled back slightly, my hands on his hips, still warm from the day's sun. He paused at my touch, then kissed my cheek, soft, I felt every shift in his movement, deliberate, steady, pulling me in. We stepped through the open door, his hand light on my lower back, mine loosely gripping his shirt. Inside, the house was dim, cool, the ceiling fan humming slow, sunlight slicing through the shutters, striping the floor and couch cushions. I led, and we sank into the armchair together, its frame creaking softly under our weight. His face stayed close, eyes locked on mine, steady, focused. My dress shifted as his hand rested near mine, the fabric whispering against my skin. No rush in him, every move deliberate, like he'd done this before in his head. I reached out, tugging his shirt, the soft fabric bunching under my fingers. He paused as I touched his hip, then leaned in, kissing my shoulder, his fingers tracing the curve of my dress, light but sure. I stayed quiet, my fingers brushing through his hair as the air shifted again, heavier. He moved closer, turning toward me, the silence thick with expectation. He was close, his presence solid, certain, no questions left. What we'd imagined was real now, quiet but true. He leaned in, his breath warm near my shoulder, pausing in the stillness. That closeness stirred something soft in me, not sharp, just there. I lifted my hand, resting it in his hair as he kissed near my shoulder. The moment held, gentle, kept. I leaned in, realizing how close we'd become, the space between us gone. He pulled back just enough to look at me, eyes focused but soft, like he was memorizing something vital. Then he leaned closer, quiet, steady, the gap narrowing again. I tugged his shirt's edge as he moved in, feeling the fabric shift, his skin warm, solid under my touch. The chair creaked as we settled, my dress brushing my shoulder, light as a breath. He didn't rush, his hand resting at my side, calm, steady, not pushing. I exhaled, slow, the fan's rhythm echoing the quiet around us. His hands found my waist, firmer now, like he'd let go of doubt. His presence lingered, unhurried, deliberate. Something stirred in me, quiet, steady, before I could name it. He leaned close, face near mine. When I leaned in, our lips met again, slower, surer. He shifted, our movements sinking, the closeness undeniable, pulling us deeper. I shifted as he leaned back, both of us easing into it. I stood close, brushing my hair back, looking down at him. His hands rested light on my hips, calm, still. I leaned forward again, keeping it slow, feeling the moment deepen around us. He dipped his head near my shoulder, and I took a deep breath, calm washing over me, knowing he was there. Time blurred. The moment grew heavier. Something focused, undeniable, settled in me. A quiet warmth spread. Full, still, I sank into it, held by the silence between us. I closed my eyes, breathing slow, matching the quiet. Everything stood still, calm, silent, fully there. I leaned into him, heart steady, both of us quiet in that moment. And for a long time, we just stayed, still, close, resting, be honest. Would you have been there if it was you? What would you do when she leaned in? Drop it in the comments, I'll read them. If you haven't yet, subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss what's next. Thanks for watching. See you soon.